Welcome to another edition of the Katzzbros podcast. I'm George Katz.
And I'm Andy Katz.
And today, I'm very excited because I didn't think we were going to be able to do this episode knowing the circumstances how Rob Manfred was a loser a week ago. But now, he struck a deal with the MLB to play a season in the 2020 calendar year.
Baseball's back, my guy.
Yeah, sure. And I am excited. I am antsy. I'm hyped. We're going to go into the proposals, maybe a few other polls we put on. It's going to be a good episode to listen to. But before
we dive into today's episode, I just want to remind our fans you can check us out on our official YouTube page, Katzzbros Podcast, as well as follow us on all our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Am I missing any? Don't think so. At Katzzbros Podcast. That being said, let's dive into the proposal that the MLB and MLBPA have struck.
Finally, right? Finally.
I mean, what a difference a week makes. A week ago, Manfred, biggest loser commissioner ever.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like he's been listening to our episodes, especially the segments you've kind of just laying it into him, being like, hey, commish, wake up.
I mean, yeah, I've been laying into him. I've also been laying into that super agent, but I just want to get the memo across. There's fans around the world that want to see the game be played, and as simple as it. Obviously, the proposal is to do a 60-game season, report on July 1st for spring training part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2.
So I actually pulled up a kind of breakdown on CBSSports.com here. Obviously, yesterday, the deal was struck. 60-game season. Obviously, was waiting on the MLBPA to accept the safety precautions that were going to be in play. Obviously, the COVID testing and all that. Thankfully, by the grace of God, everything worked out. There will be a season, like you said. Let's see what else. So what's interesting, obviously, I think one of the things is that we will have a universal DH.
About damn time.
Honestly. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Obviously, us Cubbies, Kyle Schwarber.
Exactly.
That's you, baby.
That kind of helps us out with our crowded outfield, no doubt.
Yeah.
I think they're even going to extend it into the 2021 season, I believe.
Yeah, they will.
So I honestly, me personally, I hope it's here to stay. I'm not going to lie. Especially, being a Cubs fan, that kind of, like I said, that kind of helps out our crowded outfield situation.
Yeah.
And obviously, we know the last time Kyle Schwarber was a DH, we
2016 World Series, baby.
And that season was crazy because literally he missed the whole season, other than like 4 games in April. Tears his ACL, comes rehabs fall ball, tracks 1,000 pitches before the World Series, and then thank God we didn't have home field, or else we would have lost. Obviously.
Oh, 100%.
I would say lost.
Greatest time
would have benefited us
for the NL to lose an All-Star game to the AL.
Thank you. So nice
well
job.
done. We were well represented that All-Star game too. I think we had
we had a lot. It was like Rizzo, Bryant, Hayward. I think Lester.
No, it was not Hayward. Hayward was Garbo.
Oh, not Hayward. Sorry,
Fowler.
Fowler.
So it was Rizzo, Bryant, Russell, Fowler, Arrieta, Lester.
Yeah, we had like 6 guys.
6, yeah.
Crazy.
But the universal DH not only helps us, also helps out other teams. With I know the Dodgers with Seager coming back from Tommy John, JT, Justin Turner being banged up. It works for a lot of teams. And obviously the pitchers that are going to be mad are the Arrietas and the Bumgar and
the Carlos Zambranos back in the day, the pitchers that raked. But honestly, the way I look at it, and we talked about it too, it's I'm sacrificing at bats, but I'm also keeping myself in the game longer because we've talked about it. Baseball, it's mental chess pretty much. It's situations, and obviously we know that classic situation. Your team might be down a run or two. You got an ace on the mound. It's late in the innings. He's on deck.
Time to play chess.
You got runners on. Do you pull him? Do you not? Obviously, in this case, you wouldn't have to worry about that because you'd have the DH hitting.
It's mental chess.
100%. So I like it. Obviously, like I said, I might be biased, but that's just my opinion.
It helps out a lot of teams. Let's be real now. Come on.
So even moving on from the universal DH rule, I want to talk about kind of this new thing they're experimenting with in extra innings. You're going to start with a runner on second base. What are your thoughts on that?
I know the minor leaguers and a few other leagues have done some experimental type with this. I think it's going to be better. Speeds up pace of play of the game, especially when you're going into extras, especially with the shortened season to save arms. I like it. We'll see what happens if they keep it. Like how they're going to keep the universal DH in 2021. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I hope they keep it, honestly. I think it's kind of cool. And like I said, You're just trying to just like make the game more fun. I know we've talked, and we'll talk about later on in this episode how like I feel like MLB kind of has a marketing problem that they don't know how to market their stars, and that kind of ties in with our polls that we've kind of put out.
Yeah.
Follow us on our Instagram page and our stories if you want to vote on our daily polls. That being said, also I think it's kind of cool with the. What else are they bringing in?
The thing I'm curious to see is what are the hub cities? Because this is the original proposal they had when the pandemic first hit, is the 60 games. I think the hub were going to be where the spring training teams were, like Arizona. But now Arizona has a spike in cases, and they really haven't come out and said where they're going to be playing. I know, like the spring training is going to be at your home park in Chicago. And speaking of hub cities, you see Chicago. Our governor J.B. Pritzker is putting us in the finals for the NHL hub cities,
which is why we're going back to school in the fall.
Yeah,
it don't make sense.
And another thing on the NHL, I want to give congratulations to first ballot Hall of Famer, 3-time Stanley Cup champion from the Chicago Blackhawks, Marian Hossa.
Well deserved, I believe. As well as also another throwback Blackhawk, was it Doug Wilson?
Yeah.
Who got in, and Jerome McGinley from Calgary.
McGinley. Well deserved, though. Congratulations.
Yeah.
See you guys in the hall.
Congratulations to
We visited the Hockey Hall of Fame back in 2016. We were up there.
I remember it was very nice.
Very nice. They really, really well done up there, the Hockey Hall of Fame.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Again, shout out to all the new inductees. Well deserved. I think another thing I want to talk about is this, going back to the MLB proposal, is this new transaction freeze to end this week. So according to CBSSports.com, it says teams will be able to make transactions again beginning Friday at noon. I think Jason Stark wrote this article, I believe. Between that and...
That's a reliable Starkey.
Yeah. Between that and the subsequent 60-player submission deadline, it's possible that baseball sees its first trades in months before the end of this week. So that's kind of cool. Segueing into that, the trade deadline is just being pushed back to later.
Back a month later, literally a month later.
From July 31st to August 31st,
Yeah.
That's it.
Makes sense. And then
the COVID, or we're going to go into
the COVID, there's going to be with the COVID list for separate, instead of putting them on the injured list, there's going to be the COVID list.
Yeah.
You have to miss 10 days, which is...
Yeah, so right here it says, according to ESPN's Jeff Passan, Mr. Old Reliable, MLB would have a COVID-19 specific and active list that players will be placed on if and when they test positive or show symptoms. There will be no set amount of time for players to sit out, unlike the injured list, which requires hitters to miss at least 10 days. So that's kind of interesting because I know earlier when this whole COVID thing hit, they would recommend that you isolate for 14 days, 2 weeks. Now, I know when we had GOT Easy on the podcast a couple episodes ago, he said that it's 11 days now.
10, 11.
10, 11, so that's kind of interesting. What about this other one here? Unsigned players headed to Nashville. So it says, MLB has talked with the city of Nashville about hosting 2 teams of unsigned players who would be paid to remain in shape as potential replacement players should the need arise during the season. Teams would then have to pay to add these players. It's unclear exactly who would be involved and how it would work, but it's worth noting that it's a possibility being discussed. So I'm assuming this is kind of like the pool you dip in if you have a player that contracts COVID.
Yeah.
So this will be your replacement player. I think that's cool. I don't know if it's unrealistic or not, but...
Well, think about it. You're going to start with 30, and then you're going to move to 28, and then the 5 weeks, you're going to move to 26. So every team is going to have that expandable player like they do with injuries throughout the whole season. So it's going to be interesting. Each team's going to have that expandable guy.
Right. No, this is cool. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of glad that they kind of have these precautions in place because, I mean, even now, like with the NBA coming back, you know, there's so many players that came out today. Even
Brogdon, Jabari,
Jokic, and like you said, in Florida, Florida saw a spike in COVID cases. So it's like no matter how much you try and contain it, Arizona, another hub city that was potentially a hub city for baseball, like you still got to have even more precautions in play. And like I said, this is unprecedented time, so it's like, I know everyone's trying to do their best, and that's all you can do, honestly. But I think this is really cool having kind of like a pool of. I don't even want to call them replacement players, just like ready players. Yeah.
Let's get into the scheduling part of this. Yeah. What it was going to be 40 divisional and then 20 interleague of the other divisions. So like NLAL Central, we went over the divisions again.
I think it was episode 6, I believe. It was an earlier episode of the podcast we talked about.
So we're going to go. So it would be NLAL Central, NLAL East, NLAL West. So it should be interesting. And this is the first time really, now we have all these crosstown rivalries.
They're going to matter now.
They're going to matter, but now they're good. Like, Anaheim and the Dodgers, that was big because the LA market was really the Dodgers whooping the Angels' ass, I felt. Just because.
Essentially.
But now that the Angels have the protection, Rendon and big Shohei Ohtani.
And their new manager.
Oh, Joe Madden.
He knows how to tinker with a lineup.
Listen, the thing with Shohei, he's been posted. I think today he posted some workout vids. He's looking good. He's looking healthy, which is good for the Anaheim Angels. And he said like he wants to pitch once a week, which obviously he would because every 5 days. So I don't understand why he came out and said that. That's besides.
It's been a while. He got his days confused.
Yeah, but then especially with us being in Chicago, White Sox, Cubs, that's gonna be some fun times. There's gonna be some fun times playing against the Sox.
I mean, yeah.
I've already had a few coming at me. Oh, we're gonna win 4 out of 6 or whatever the number is. I'm like, call them up, call your big players up, call up everybody you want that's already in the minors that you hype up, and then we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, pretty much.
But
I mean, let's dive into the Cubs. I know this is gonna be an interesting year.
A lot of tinkering's gonna have to be done.
Right, and we were talking about this even off camera. I feel like our biggest Achilles heel has always been our pitching.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't really done a good job, and I'll be honest, even through the whole Theo and Jed regime of really developing pitchers, we've either signed big time pitchers like Lester, or we've traded for them like Hendricks in the Ryan Dempster trade. And I was kind of looking at our starting 5, which I think obviously I know we talked about. I'd have Yu Darvish start
game 1. Okay, you wanna Yu Darvish.
Let's talk about pitchers. Then I'll ask you about who would you roll out day 1 for your rotation, or not even your rotation, your lineup.
My lineup, yeah.
Obviously, I would go Darvish, Hendricks, Lester, Quintana, and then a 5th is up for grabs. It's either Adbert Alazoid from the minors, or do you bring in Chatty on his last year?
Chatty should stay in the bullpen.
He's been thriving the past year and a half. And we talked about that too with Adbert.
Adbert, the first start he had was amazing. But then going into the next starts, he was very close with Tyler Skaggs.
Which I don't think any of us knew. Yeah. That's why we were so confused why he got roughed up. Not even just that game, like a couple games later on too.
So when he died, it was hard for Adbert, and that's why he got sent down because he was getting roughed up because he was just so emotionally attached.
Yeah, he just lost one of his best friends. And anybody knows pitching is such a mental warfare on any regular day.
And you can't deal with demons off the field. You can't bring that in the field, especially in the most important position in baseball. Yeah, hands down.
You can't bring extra baggage on the bump.
Yeah.
So I think I'm kind of glad we kind of cleared that up because I'll be honest, like whoever we got right now pre this year's draft as far as pitching goes, like it was very thin. Obviously we had Adbert, Alazoid, Oscar De La Cruz. What's his name? Was it Oscar De La Cruz? But obviously he got popped for the PED, so that's why his thing kind of went. His stock kind of was like a roller coaster.
Yeah. And then Braylon Marquez, my guy, he's been feeling it in the minors. Amazing fastball. Like with De La Cruz, you touched on it. Like we were all a fan, but then he got hit with PEDs and he went on downfall.
Yeah, no trade value anymore.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the pitching that we signed now. Or sorry, even before we get into that, next year I looked at the payroll. The only as far as starting pitchers go, the only people that would be on the payroll still is Yu Darvish and Kyle Hendricks.
That's perfect.
Right, because Quintana is a free agent. I don't know. I think depending on what he does this year, you can re-sign him. I don't want to justify re-signing him. My biggest fear is I don't want to justify holding on to him just because Eloy's having a monster year. But I think Theo and Jed are smart enough not to, just look at it from an analytic standpoint because that's their thing.
Oh, Eloy's gonna bet for out of this DH. Keeps getting injured in the outfield.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
it's not a knock on the kid.
No, he's not an outfielder. He's a DH. So for now, I don't know. I mean, I know, and that's.
But he was always in the AL. Sorry, I take that back. That was a dumb comment. That was a stupid comment.
Well, they signed.
He should be playing DH anyway.
Well, here's the thing. They already signed the ultimate DH with Encarnacion.
Oh, they're gonna be. If there's a DH award, they'd be battling for it. I'd give it to the White Sox. That's my prediction.
Yeah,
but
true.
That's besides the point.
But going back to the Cubs, obviously Lester's in the final year of his contract. We said I know we kind of talked off camera that he either re-signs with the Cubs or goes back to Boston and retires because I know, like he has a desire to do that.
That's where he started. That's where he won his first one.
Yeah. So Quintana, Lester, and then
that's it.
Those are. Oh yeah, I'm still thinking Chad was a starter, but
no.
He's
sorry. No. No.
Listen, he's fine. He's fine off the pen. I think he found his role. First year was terrible. I'll admit it. And then 2019
bullpen. Yeah, that's why I wouldn't start him.
That's what I'm saying. Like first year he was a starter, then he got demoted.
Bullpen.
I wouldn't say until it was like early to mid 2019. He kind of found his groove in the pen, and then this year we'll see. That's what I'm saying. Kind of going forward, it's kind of nice. I would say nice, but yes, we do have a lot of contracts coming off the books. So my biggest fear is we don't have another Jason Hayward signing.
Yeah,
that's handicapped us for years, and we've talked about it.
Yeah.
You know, this would be year 5 of 8. So
thank God we're almost done. Already opted into.
It's not. I shouldn't say it like that, but who knows if he has a career.
His first 2 years were Garbo.
Yeah,
let's
be honest. The first year in 2016, we just paid to have their World Series
exactly.
speech.
Exactly.
And anybody, and he'll probably admit the same thing. But you know what?
And it's a glove. That's
right.
it.
We just paid for a glove and a speech the first year. But you know what? I think after 2018, or midway through 2018, I think it's safe to say he was slowly starting to.
After Chile went bye-bye.
After Chile
Isotope.
went bye-bye.
Isotope. Is that not our hitting coach's name?
Isotope. Isotope with our isotope.
Sorry,
you that excited to do chemistry again?
Not at all. I'm not repeating that. That
was awful. Isotope or something. Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. And my boy Harvey, big shoulder Harvey.
Yeah, the pitching coach. Yes. God, you were so excited.
I'm excited. Yes.
We're all over the place on a normal day, but today it's like going to be like times 10.
But speak with your
Hold on, let me finish about Hayward.
I thought you were done about Hayward.
But I was saying, even though Hayward's bat was slowly, I guess you could say, like going on the up and up, like as the years go on, I don't think it justifies the contract he had, no doubt. So that's the thing. A lot of players are coming off the books. Obviously, we talked about KB too. We all thought Arenado was going to be a Cub this past winter.
You know, going into the winter, I had a very nice Christmas wish list.
It was
that was a little selfish. Speculated, and it almost happened.
Well,
I'll dive into the wish list I got. I saw my boy The Weeknd, Kenley Jansen, on the top of the list. I saw Arenado. I saw Carter Kieboom and some others from Washington, but somebody arthritic hand just couldn't sign off on the papers. I don't know who, but
even the speculation with KB, you know, he had the flu, so he looked mad, or he wasn't like high-fiving people at the Cubs Con, and of course, like he didn't show up. I think one day, so I know his wife kind of got mad that there's a lot of backlash. I don't know,
because he was trying to be safe.
I mean, let's be honest. It's not so much KB as it is so much the man that represents him. Yeah,
Scott Borscht.
That's the problem.
Borscht.
And that's the problem. But like I said, we've talked about. I don't want to give this man any more airtime. We've talked about it.
I mean, I'll give him airtime just to air my grievances.
Right.
That's
what
what
I'm saying. As far as the Cubs go, this will be an interesting year. Like I said, this is probably year 5 of the whole from kind of becoming a playoff team in 2015. So obviously we know what we're
all
good things don't last forever. They must come to an end, unfortunately. And I don't know. Like I said, like depending on how we start off, because it's only 60 games, so if we don't come out strong, there could potentially be a fire sale at the trade deadline. Anybody. But I'm saying for the Cubs, like I feel like it's weird because it's like I feel like we just got started, but in reality we haven't. Yeah, last year was almost a fire sale. But I'm saying like I said, all good things must come to an end, and we have to just be realistic and think that this might be one of those years. You know, KB might be dealt at the deadline. Lester, if a team needs a starting pitcher,
rental.
Quintana.
Maybe Craig.
Yikes.
There's a lot of things.
But Craig's got a couple more years in his contract.
He's got 2.
After this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it depends. It all depends. Let's just say last year, if the Nationals started how they started last year and going into this year, they would not be World Series champions. Because they were miserable, god-awful. I think they had like 19 wins or something. It was bad. It was ugly in Washington. I couldn't tell you they were going to be World Series champs.
No.
So
let's wrap up with the Cubs. I know I said my piece with the rotation. What were you going to say with
I'm going to tell you about the rotation, and I'll get into it.
Okay.
Or I'm sure not rotation, the pitching. The Cubs just had a great draft. Jeff Passan, well-renowned, said we got the steal and draft and Ed Howard. But there's others that we got high velo guys and good relief pitchers. That could turn to stars. I don't know. Maybe there was one star. So they really had a good draft this year, the Chicago Cubs.
Right.
So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this. Ed Howard looks like a stud. Obviously, he's a hometown kid.
He's on that Jackie Robinson team from a couple years ago that made it all the way.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know what happened with them. Side note.
Yeah.
But I think it's curious because we talked about it too. Obviously, he was our first overall pick. And I was kind of looking at it of like, is this insurance in case we trade KB? Because you could easily move Javi to third and then have Nico Horner and Ed Howard Ed Howard up the middle.
But even with Javi, not knowing if he's going to resign now,
which I think is the dumbest thing if we don't resign him, but that's just my.
But Baseball America saying we're into one of the top prospects in the international pool, shortstop Christian Hernandez from the Dominican Republic. He's been comparison to give me an A-bomb, Rod, and Manuel Machado. The kid could be good, and I think I was joking with you earlier, like, why are they now looking at pitching? And I said, oh, the kid could probably sling it for shortstop. I bet you could put him on the mound too.
Maybe.
I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
So I think that's also insurance for Javi, but like you said, that'd be boneheaded because think about.
And we talked about Javi being the face.
We thought KB was being with the face, but with his agent, nobody really likes his agent, and Javi kind of took it and snagged because now kids have that swagger of Javi's. They tag like him. They want to play the game like him.
Right.
Like how Griffey was for you.
That's what I was saying, like how Griffey was for my generation. You know, every time we, take batting practice, we flip our hats around and kind of put that, have our batting stance like Griffey. Now, like kids want to tag like Javi when, when they throw down a second. Which again, like we've talked about it, like MLB does not do the greatest job of marketing. So if they were smart, and like I said, we'll get into the polls too. Mike Trout is the face of baseball, but definitely if I was the MLB, I would get behind Javi Baez because not only do you market to your American audience, but also your Latin American audience. And
Puerto Rican, yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you're appealing to more than one demographic and audience essentially.
Yeah, and then to say what I want to roll out, if I'm Grandpa Rossi, David Ross, obviously our new manager, because obviously. Despite the reports that were being said, he was not fired. His contract was up, and they didn't re-sign him. So whoever the articles that kept saying he got fired is just.
Fired means you don't finish out the season. Literally the Cubs let Joe Maddon's contract run out. Literally they had a joint press conference. Theo and Joe. They literally said we just let Joe finish the season. His contract ran out, and we want him to explore other avenues. That's all.
Future endeavors. That's all that happened.
Right.
But now he still got fired. That doesn't make sense.
Oh my god.
Exactly. It's annoying.
Sure, maybe if the Theo and Jet maybe already make up a decision before the season ended, sure, you could say that. But you still can't. Yeah, you can't say a man got fired when you let him finish out the season and let a contract run out. Exactly. They signed him for 5 seasons. He managed 5 seasons. At the end of that 5th season, he was a free agent, just like a player is, and he was a managerial free agent, and he signed with the Los Angeles Angels. I'm sick and tired of talking about it. People just need to get through their thick skulls, like. It's not rocket science.
It's good media ball.
No, it's not. You're just being a buffoon.
Well, yeah.
But, not you personally.
Well, yeah. But if I'm David Ross, if I'm rolling up the lineup,
what's your opening day lineup?
Yu Darvish starting. Wilson Contreras obviously behind the plate. Rizzo at first. Javi at short.
You have Kipnis or Horner?
I think they're gonna start Kipnis because he's the hometown kid, not to respect leadership, but like, it doesn't matter.
You could also
Hayward in right. Center, I would put Happ. And they said KB would lead off.
So you could put KB.
I'd start. Sorry, I messed up. I'd move. Oh no! I start Bodie at third and put KB in the outfield, and then Schwarber at DH.
Right, and then who do you have leading off? Obviously Ross.
I think Ross said KB, so you go with KB, and then.
And that's a problem too. We haven't really had a true leadoff man.
I feel like KB could fill that role, but people are gonna be like, that's not traditional. It's not natural.
Who cares, though?
Yeah, exactly.
Madden was the opposite of a traditionalist manager. So you'd have KB leading off. Who'd you have second? Horner? No, you can't have Horner behind him. Obviously, Rizzo stays third slot.
Okay, so then Baez.
Baez second.
Schwarber fourth at DH.
Yeah. Contreras is like, what, fifth, sixth?
Kipnis
has to be like...
Kipnis is like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Like him and Horner will go back to back, and then Hayward at 6.
Yeah. I mean, you could do a lot with it.
And then Bodie 9? I don't know. There's a lot.
Yeah, Bodie, yeah.
There's a lot of things we don't know. Or you could put a Horner as like, you know how we used to do with the pitcher and have 2 leadoff guys? You could put Horner 9, because Horner could be a leadoff guy. So you put Horner 9, and then if he hits a fucking double, you just put KB in. And KB gets a single. Like, there's a lot of things you could do.
Yeah, that's true.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and like I said, the most important thing is not just for the Cubs, for every team. There's only 60 games, so you really, especially, how we talked about, the dog days of summer, there's stretches where teams go on losing streaks. A lot of teams cannot afford that this year, especially bubble teams or teams that are looking to break out.
I agree, yeah.
Speaking of that, should we go into World Series odds?
Obviously, the Dodgers and Yankees, regardless, pre or post pandemic, I'm not surprised. But the surprising thing is, how the hell are they Houston Astros number 3?
So here we go. We have the Dodgers at plus 375. This is according to Yahoo Sports.
This is DraftKings.
Or DraftKings, sorry. The Yankees at plus 400. Astros at plus 650. Atlanta Braves at plus 1300.
They should be ahead.
Twins at plus 1600. Rays at plus 1800. The defending champions at plus 1800.
Not gonna happen.
Mets at plus 2000.
They have a better
Philly, Then the Mets, Phillies, and Cardinals at plus 2000.
Okay, the Phillies.
And we'll get into this too. We'll tie this all back into our poll.
I don't know how the Cardinals are ahead of this. I don't know how they're on it.
I don't know.
It's
interesting.
Houston, I have no shot with losing an ace and being a condensed season.
They're smart because
Verlander
even though they lost Garrett Cole, they still signed. They traded Greinke.
Okay, but they still have Verlander and Greinke. That's it.
That's from. Yeah, last year they had Verlander.
Atlanta,
or not Keuchel.
You know who Atlanta signed for pitching? You know they paid $14 million for 4 to 5 innings in Cole Hamels.
Yeah, I'll never forget when you texted me at work. I almost keeled over.
Yeah, you sent me the link and I said,
And the GM Anthopoulos just came out right now saying he should be ready for spring training. So Cole Hamels is lucky that there's a delay too, because if this is a regular schedule, he would not be. He would already missed 4 months, 3 months.
Minnesota, choke artist, not really interested. No offense. They'll get
Tampa Bay though is interesting because they have a good.
They have a good bullpen. Tampa Bay.
Not even good bullpen, and they got a good farm system. Too.
And they got depth. They got depth too for a 60-game season,
Blake
especially
Snell.
with all this guy.
Yeah, the Nationals. I think they're gonna have a championship hangover, but then again, it's only 60 games, so I don't know. Maybe they're motivated.
The 2 best divisions, in my opinion, are the East.
Because it's combined. So it's AL NL East, AL NL Central, AL NL West.
The East and the Central. The Central is loaded.
Yeah. Cubs,
Sox,
Reds.
They have who have the Reds winning the division? I'm sorry, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer thinks a lose-lose situation. That affects you mentally if you're not mentally focused.
So if you're it's safe to say Bauer's your ace, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Castillo's but he ain't the ace.
Yeah, so when your ace has that mentality, it's going to bring you down. Yes, you signed Nick Castellanos and Moustakas.
Slot him to DH. Oh, that's what I'm saying. They have Mustaki too?
They have Mustaki. Yeah.
Mustache.
Yeah, they have Mustaki. But again, perfect scenario having that DH in the NL. I know
both Castellanos and Mustakis are
Yeah, they could potentially there at times could be defensive liabilities, so you could easily slide them in at DH, especially Big Stick Nick.
And then we got us, and the Pirates are donkey. Kansas City, ever since, God bless. Kansas City, Alex Gordon, only one that stayed loyal. Hosmer, he got them. Oh, and Salvi Perez.
Salvi Perez, yeah.
Didn't he Alex Gordon
last year?
Yeah, he tripped over some bags, some catching bags or luggage bags, and he tore them. Yeah. Like El Kukui tripping over the lights with his sunglasses indoors.
Oh, yeah.
I think they have in the...
This is last year or the year before? Anyway.
I forgot.
But Salvi stayed loyal. Alex Gordon stayed loyal.
But
Hosmer left.
Hosmer left as soon as he got the money. Locaine left when he got the money. Ben Zobrist, he won you a World Series. So
if anybody had the right to leave, it was him. He did it.
And he won back-to-back World Series MVP with the Kansas City Royals to 2015. Then his hometown Cubs from
Eureka. No, he's Eureka.
Oh, my boy Girardi.
Girardi's from Peoria.
Yeah, my Philly. That's how he got Didi Gregorius to Philly. Yeah, my bad. I forgot about that. Sorry.
Speaking about everybody having the money, that's why I'm kind of happy that Machado didn't go to the Sox, because they used that money to lock up Eloy and build a team essentially.
Grandal, Keuchel, got a few others. No Mamazar, I mean he's lying, but
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So, and then part of me thinks like when you're a player like Machado or like Harper, when you're eating up the salary cap, what's gonna happen when all your up and comers are coming out? Yeah, the Padres too. When Tatis is gonna be a free agent,
he's a stud too.
That's
Him and Javi are so fun to watch.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's great. You signed this player for so long, but there's going to be
Hosmer.
And Hosmer too. I forgot about that. There's going to be players that are going to be sacrificed along the way that unfortunately you're not going to re-sign.
Yeah.
Like, even let's look at Philly. What about Nola? Is he on a rookie deal?
I'm pretty sure. Rhys Hoskins.
Did
JT get his extension? Did he get his contract? Real Muto. That team is good. I just don't know if their pitching could hold up. Their bullpens are not.
I mean, who's their
pitching? ERA was doggy in the NL.
I don't even know who their closers, but besides that, who's their starting rotation? Arrieta and Nola?
Nola. They got Wheeler.
Okay, Zach Wheeler went to. Oh, yes.
Okay, another guy they up so much. Like,
what?
He's getting paid decent.
Who?
Wheeler. You got paid.
Arias in the final year of his contract, but he's injury prone now.
Okay, yeah. He should have taken the 6 years the Cubs offered, but that money went to you, Davis.
You know what? In retrospect, I think we won that deal. Obviously, in the beginning, that first year, absolutely not. But then I'm kind of and I was happy. Like I know we talked about it in an old episode of our podcast, but you know, the Astros were cheating against them. Like you didn't pitch that badly. I mean, when you're getting your pitches tipped, you know,
bang some trash cans, baby.
So I'm glad that I don't know. In a way, that kind of justified it for me. For you, like okay, he's not mentally like that mentally weak. You know, again, any pitcher, I don't care who it is. He could be Justin Verlander. If you're tipping his pitches, you're gonna track the ball and hit it, you know.
But that, I mean, we're going by divisions. Sorry, Detroit, doo-doo. Cleveland, I don't know what the hell you guys are doing. Like
I don't know. One day they're rebuilding, another day they're contending. Yeah. I don't know. They traded Kluber to Texas. They have Lindor, but he wants out.
Yeah.
Again, small market team. I know we've talked about this on previous podcast episodes, but yeah, it's interesting.
But then the NL East, you got
Yankees. Right? Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah. Okay, you got Yankees, Tampa Bay. Minnesota's in the Central. Don't forget about that. Okay, Philly, but it's like 10-team playoffs.
Boston.
Okay, no. Boston's dog. No.
Yeah, they're gonna hit the reset button.
Yeah. Toronto, I don't know if they really don't have enough pitching. They got Ryu, but
they'll get better this year, no doubt.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They might like f up a game, like if somebody needs a big win and they're facing them, like I can see that.
Like how like how the Baltimore Orioles did back in 2011 with Boston.
Yeah, like that.
Tampa's not getting, I mean, I don't know. I'd like for them to grab a wild card spot, but they'll definitely be fun to watch this year, and they'll definitely grow with Vlad Jr., Bo Bichette.
And then Baltimore's still rebuilding.
Yeah, Baltimore's gonna rebuild.
And then my dark horse from the NL East, the New York Metropolitans. You know who's back in the bid to buy him again? J-Lo and A-Bomb for A-Rod.
God, you just love saying that.
Yes, I miss those days. I mean, Granny might have been on the juice, but you know.
Listen, okay, side note. This is the last time I want to cover it. Yes, I get it. It's performance enhancers. But you still need to learn to track a baseball and hit it. That's why Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. That's why Sammy Sosa should be in the Hall of Fame. McGuire, yes, it's a performance enhancer, but you still need to track the baseball and make contact. You know? I don't know, like, how else could I put it? That's like for basketball, you can work out, be in the best shape of your life, but if you can't shoot, pass, or dribble, you're useless.
Exactly. But
and we'll dive into the polls, too.
The Mets, they got the best pitcher in the game, Jacob deGrom.
A.K.A. Thor.
A.K.A. Thor.
Sorry,
Jacob deGrom.
Sorry, I apologize.
But Noah Syndergaard's looking ripping this off.
Thor.
There you go. Marcus Stroman, the Flying Squirrel, Jeff McNeil, Polar Bear Pete Alonso. They got Conforto. They got a nice team. Watch out for them. They got the pitching and pitching.
And Robbie Cano.
Yeah, Robbie Cano.
Don't you know?
Off the roids too, you know.
You know what? Veteran leadership, okay? Veteran leadership.
Robbie Cano off the roids.
Veteran leadership.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Who's your closer?
Oh, Edwin Diaz.
Okay.
They still got Yergis Familia.
Yergis,
yeah. But I'm saying Mets might be there. The Nationals, we don't know.
They made a run last year, the Mets.
But the Nationals lost a big bat in Rendon.
Yes.
They lost a big bat.
They almost lost Strasburg, but he resigned.
And then then you got the Phillies, and then the Marlins. I just want to see a 30 for 30 on the Marlins. I mean, obviously we know how it's going to be, but it'll still be good. God, they got fleeced in the Yelich trade. They got Lewis Brinson, a few others, but Lewis Brinson was the main piece, and he's doggy.
I just don't understand, like, even when Derek Jeter came in, you still had Giancarlo Stanton, Yelich.
Who signed the max? Giancarlo already signed his contract.
He was already locked in with the Marlins. That's why only a team like New York would have been able to trade for him. Because they don't care. They print money up there. Because it's New York.
Them in LA, baby.
Yeah, the amount of arthritis they probably have over there.
Mookie Betts, 1 year, got traded for a bag of chips. He could resign because...
No, Jason Verdugo.
Verdugo.
I don't know. You think he resigns?
Who, Mookie? I mean, if they throw the bag at him, if Magic is passing...
Listen, Magic is in win-now mode. We talked about the Dodgers.
Ever since he left LA, now he's in win. The Lakers.
Hold on, let me finish up with the Marlins. Like I was saying with Jeter, you still had Giancarlo, you still had JT Realmuto, you still had Yelich, you still even had D. Gordon, you still had pieces to build. You didn't have to completely blow it up. But then again, I digress. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
The Dodgers, everybody thinks their window's like this, when in reality
it's like this.
Yeah, and we've talked about it too. The Dodgers window, I feel, is like the LA Clippers window, and that's you know what I mean?
Yes.
But,
I agree with that statement.
Yeah. That's why I kind of just want them to win it now. Like, obviously,
If they win it, there's going to be an asterisk next to their
but
name.
it shouldn't be, though, because every team's starting from 60
season.
games.
Well, you know how it is. It's the same thing.
All right, well, you know what?
It's the same thing if LeBron wins a title.
You know what? That's stupid, but...
It's stupid, but that's the life we're in.
I agree, unfortunately. So let's just have it for this sake, just to get out of the way already. Dodgers, Yankees. Cole's got 9 years to win a World Series. Give it to the Dodgers because they're literally going to bust at the seams because their payroll's through the roof.
Dude, yeah.
You want to crown him? Crown him.
Like, I don't know. I agree with that, but I don't know.
We'll see. Like Ed Hearn's, the ex-Jets coach, Coach Herm Edwards. Remember, you play to win the game.
Exactly. It's going to be interesting. 60 games.
Yeah. And this
10 teams make the playoffs.
Yeah.
10 teams.
What's the wild?
AL and NL.
And then 4 wild cards, or are they still sticking with 2? I don't know.
They still have to come up with the schedule. You know what the Chicago White Sox, they think they're going to have fans in there. I'm sorry, but as a Cubs fan in Chicago, I wish. But have you looked at our governor? Have you looked at J.B. Pritzker? That man is not going to allow us to have fans until there's a vaccine. I'm surprised we're going back to school. The only reason we're going back to school is because he's allowing us to be a hub city for the NHL.
Guy, you should make a run for politics.
I'm not into
Cats 20, 45, whatever.
What are we in 2020? So 2024?
You got to be at least 35 to be president, so...
That's rough.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah, no, I enjoy the podcast.
You ever seen a picture of Abe Lincoln before and after the presidency?
Yeah, it's me back in the day. Sure.
Sure.
That's before I was born, but that was how I would have been back in the
Abraham
day.
Lincoln, I'm sure that's before all of us were born.
Exactly, but I'm saying if I was born back then, I'd be him. Me and Abe would have been cool. Drinking a few brewskis.
Yeah.
You know, fighting the fight, baby. We would have been fighting the fight.
Jesus. You're going to help him write the Gettysburg Address?
I might have taken that bullet for him.
Why?
Because we could have been that tight, you never know. Vince would take a bullet. Taker would take a bullet for Vince.
Oh my God!
Vince probably will take a bullet for the Saudi Prince Saudi.
The better question is, would the Prince take a bullet for Vince? No, because he's gone. I'm booking this now.
Yeah, if you want to go check out that pod on how I feel about the Saudi Prince.
Episode 13 dropped today. You can find it on our YouTube channel or Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Katzzbros Podcast.
But I'm being serious. We need John Wilkes Booth. My God.
Who knows? Maybe you would have stopped Booth.
Dude, no one.
Maybe
they
would
would have called me Bruce Lee too.
Oh my God. You would have stopped. You would have knocked Booth in a booth, and I
would have knocked Booth in a booth.
Anyway.
That's just that though.
Stand back. That's a fact.
We're going off the rockers again. I'm just happy baseball's back. So
I feel like Ozzy Osbourne song, "Crazy Train." I'm going on the rails on the crazy train.
When you tune into our podcast, it's like the highway to the danger zone, though. You don't know where the highways go. Highway to the danger zone.
Oh my God! Sorry, guys.
This is what happens when you gotta do late night filming.
I love it. Okay, so like I said, just for the sake of it, I don't know if it's gonna be good for baseball. Obviously, just do Dodgers, Yankees. Cole's got 9 years to win a World Series. Just give it to the Dodgers.
Why are you hitting me?
I'm sorry. I found my reach for boxing.
It's great. I'm gonna show you some Bruce Lee shit.
All right, kind of relax. What if the Astros win it this year?
They're not gonna get drilled by Chapman though.
I know because of the seeding. So we gotta wait till 2021 for them.
Dude, but Chapman was looking built when he was ready. Who would you? Since let's get into the polls right, and let's get into
the polls.
But I want to get into the poll. Since Ron Chapman, with that one that was about Chapman.
Oh, the question of
would you rather
get drilled by a Chapman fastball or get knocked out by Tyson? I think Chapman won.
89% Chapman, 11% Tyson. Hey, listen to my theory. Listen to my theory with Tyson. I might have permanent damage, but for me,
you might have CTE, no doubt.
Okay, well I could go for football for that too. So.
Yikes!
It's just honest. I'm being honest.
Right.
But for me to get in the ring with Tyson, I'm getting a hell of a payday. I'm not getting.
Who says you're getting paid?
I'm definitely gonna get paid. Tyson ain't gonna fight me for free. A bum like me for free. For him.
So why would you get paid to even fight Tyson? You just called yourself a bum.
I'd make myself a star. I'd make myself a star.
Right, but unless you get the straight, bums don't get paid.
But Tyson wouldn't fight in a street fight. He'd fight for a main card pay-per-view, so I'd get paid. So with the money,
all right, Triple H, you would put yourself over here.
Listen. Whether Tyson puts me in very serious critical condition. With the money I get, dead or alive, that can go to my family and they'd be set for life, and I can rest these peacefully.
I can't accept blood money. I love you too much. There, I said it.
Well, I'm not marrying you. You know, my spouse, my children.
I'm not getting a cut. I'm your brother. Unbelievable.
Well, my children, my spouse,
okay,
my widow.
I'll give him something.
My widow,
though. Oh, dude, stop talking. You're overthinking. You know, at this point, I'd rather just drill you with a Chapman fastball. Yeah, you have a little bruise, put some ice on it, rub some dirt on it.
Call him the Cuban Missile. Call him. Yeah, I'm not getting drilled by Chapman. That's a bruise, and I might.
Okay, if you were to get drilled by Chapman, where'd you want to get it, in the butt?
Yeah, but he's not aiming for the butt. He might hit me in the ribs. I might get cracked ribs.
What if you go up there with like all protection and get the face mask?
No, you're not. It's a regular game. You're the Houston Astros. You're Jose Altuve.
That's a small target. He might miss.
He might drill you on the head. At least get me paid by Tyson. Give me $20 million by Tyson. Something like that.
All right, fair enough. All right, next poll.
Oh, now we'll get into the actual baseball ones. You know, there was that Dak that did not do so hot that long gone summer. My PED boys.
Speaking
McGuire
of
and
boy,
Sosa. One of the boys. What color was he in this one? Was he white?
Yeah. He bleached his skin, so yes.
Okay, cool.
I'd take you and watch the doc.
Should Sammy Sosa have his number 21 retired by the Chicago Cubs? 80% yes, 20% no. I'm going to say
yes,
because I know everybody might have hated him coming out the PDs. I know him and Jed and Theo have to amend things, but think about it.
Tom Lickens wants an apology.
Okay, they could sit and have a private apology. He doesn't.
Yeah, Sammy's cool for Sam. And let's get this straight. Sammy wants to come back.
Yeah.
You know, and listen, I know he was part of the steroid era, but you know what? That made baseball fun. And I think that saved baseball.
As bad as that sounds. We're not advocating.
Yeah, we're not advocating the use of performance-enhancing drugs here.
PEDs, for sure.
Right. But I'm saying, if there was no long gone summer in '98 or the home run chase and all that, I feel like baseball would just continued on a nosedive.
Exactly. But
then again, who cares? Again, it's going to sound selfish. They're not harming us. They're not harming our bodies. They're harming their bodies. You know?
It's a good point. That's a good point. That's a very good point. But what I'm saying, where I'm going to go with this
maybe that's a selfish fan's perspective. I don't know, but...
Okay, I understand. I understand your point. But where I'm going to go with this...
Thank you, Dr. Barnett.
Thank you. Where I'm going to go with this, if Steve Bartman, the most hated man in Chicago at the time, could have meant things... I mean, he might be living in hiding.
Got a World Series ring.
That's where I'm going.
Sorry, I'll shut up.
That's where I'm going.
I'm sorry. All right. Continue. Dude. Steve Bartman, most hated man.
Sorry, I just want to look at this right now. I just got sent a top 10 shortstop list, and this list, I'll get into that after this. But
yeah, you're on fire. You're like, what's his name?
But Bartman, if he could get a ring and amend things, I think Sosa can get his number retired. Because for God's sakes, the last person to wear it after Sosa was Junior Lake. And where the hell is he now? Not with the team, Mr. Hot and upcoming prospect. My ass now.
Yeah, he didn't exactly live up to the prospect title.
Exactly.
Anyway. That's what I'm saying. It's so weird seeing, at least for me, seeing anybody else other than Sammy Sosa wear the number 21, especially in the modern day.
Okay.
So I agree. Sammy Sosa's number should be retired.
Before we get into the next poll, okay, I just read. We're gonna get into this top 10 shortstops because this is some blasphemy right now that I'm reading.
Wow.
Number 1, Francisco Lindor. Fine. Number 2, Trey Turner. Number 3, Javier Baez. Number 4, Trevor Story. Number 5, Carlos Correa. Number 6, Gleyber Torres, Mr. Untouchable. He's got that John Cena theme going. Number 7, Xander Bogaerts. Number 8, Marcus Semien. Number 9, Fernando Tatis. And number 10, Alberto Mondesi. That's just blasphemy that they put Turner ahead of Baez. Baez is either one or two. Fine, I'll leave Lindor. Okay, out of this group, I agree with Mondesi 10. I think Semien is a little bit better than Bogaerts. So, okay, I'm going to go Lindor. Actually, because I don't want to seem biased. So I'm going to go Lindor, Baez, Story, Healthy Correa, Gleyber.
Gleyber at 5? Or Gleyber at 6? I can't remember.
Wait, okay, sorry. Lindor,
Baez, Story.
I'm going to go Lindor, Baez, Story, Healthy Correa. I don't want to go Gleyber. Gleyber's not had enough experience.
Okay, so I'll put Gleyber at 6.
I'll put Turner at 5, Gleyber at 6, Semien at 8.
Bogaerts at 9. Or no, yeah, 9.
Yeah, 9.
Or no, wait.
No, at 8.
Yeah.
Semien 7, and then Tatis and Mondesi are fine. So I think Turner's top 5, but I don't think he's ahead of a Baez starting a healthy career. I really
agree.
don't.
I agree.
I just want to read that list since I got that out there real quick.
And then next poll is just what I think I'm going with your boy BP or BH.
I don't know what the next one is.
He's not your boy, but
yeah, he's not my boy. Don't ever say that again. I'll smack you. Yes. Is Bryce Harper a top 20 player right now? No. The answer is no.
what are the numbers for that one?
Oh my God, they went by too fast. I'll find it real quick. It's got to load up again.
This was pretty much like
61% said no, 39% yes. 39% people that said yes is taking it for his name value. He's not a top 20 baseball player. This is including pitchers, not just hitters. So obviously Trout won. Bellinger, Yelich, Arenado, DeGrom,
Lindor,
Cole, Scherzer, Strasburg. That's Aaron.
Shit, Bregman.
No, I'd say Bregman. I'd take Bregman over him. I'd take KB over him. I'd take Javi over him. There's so much more.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just again name value. I feel like now, at least for me, like when I think of Bryce Harper, I think of just Scott Boras.
Exactly. He got paid his contract.
Hell of a player. Would I want him on my team?
Not
sure.
worth his contract. He's not a top 20 player.
And we talked. What was his average career?
269 with the Phillies, or 260.
Yeah. Let's look it up.
260 with the Phillies with 35 bombs and 99 ribbies. That's not the money you're getting paid for. He needs to hit better for average. For the money he's getting paid for.
Right.
Which then I think.
Would I want him on the team? Yeah, but not for his gigante contract.
Yeah, exactly. I think this would Bryce Aaron Max Harper. It's a regal name right there. And add a William.
So he makes $10 million a year.
He does not make $10 million a year. There's no way he makes more than that. That's a lie. Yeah, that was his contract with the Phillies. His contract's 13 years for $330 million.
Well, here's his career. He's a 276 career hitter.
He makes $25.38 million per year.
They gotta fix that. Stupid Wikipedia.
Yeah, don't trust them.
Yeah, his career WAR is 31.8.
Exactly.
He's had 3,879 at bats. He has 1,071 hits.
Dude, but right now
219 home runs, and he's averaging 276.
It's not career. It's right now, and his WAR.
What are you talking about? I'm looking at career, dude.
Yeah, it's a right now. Right now, his contract. Right now in the MLB, he's not a top 20 player.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't care about his career stats. Right now, he has a 4.3 WAR. That's not that amazing.
I'm saying for his contract, no.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. When you have these teams that just throw money out because they need an attraction.
He's 6'3", 220.
Good for him. But I'm saying, like...
I thought he was bigger.
Like, I don't know, like... For that contract, no. Would I want to face him as a pitcher? Probably not.
Yeah. Ask Hunter Strickland how that went.
Is that when he beamed him?
Yeah. That was hilarious.
Do you remember when Wade Davis struck him out in the 2017 NLDS?
Yeah, and I thought he was going to become a Chicago Cub after that because he looked at his best friend subbing on his field. Yeah, I know.
Well, you know what? Money changes everything, buddy.
Exactly. Money changes a person.
So, yeah, not top 20. I was kind of curious, too. What does he have to do to become a top 20 player?
He's just got to hit better for average. He needs a better WAR.
I mean, I think he kind of screwed himself with that. I mean, not that he cares, but, like, if you're living up to that contract. Yeah. But, again, listen, if you're set for life, if you already paid for your kid's college and he's an infant, God bless.
Which then leads us to another Bryce Harper poll. Who is the face of the MLB? Mike Trout or Bryce Harper? 86% Trout, 14% Harper. Now, again, this was not... I don't think Mike Trout is. I know it's Mike Trout, but the fact that this is more of how the MLB markets. I want to see your guys' opinion, because Mike Trout is in LA, one of the biggest markets in all sports, and they can't market him. Is my point. That was my point there. Just
the MLB in general is just terrible at marketing. Like I barely see any commercials with them. I know that you always said there was the Let the Kids Play one.
Yeah,
but like you don't like. If you go down the list of like the major sports, obviously NBA it's LeBron.
NFL is
plethora.
It's Mahomes.
But NFL, yeah,
Mahomes
NFL right markets though. The NFL is like sports. You know what I mean?
You know, right now
hockey
it's whatever in Toronto. You got Connor McDavid. You got Austin Matthews. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Austin Matthews in Toronto.
Here
you still have Kane and Taves.
Sid the Kid, Ovechkin.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Evgeny Malkin.
No,
I'm kidding. But that's what I'm saying. Like with the MLB, it's like I feel like you have to just be like just know baseball to know who the face is. You know, it's not like common sense.
Which is a problem.
Yeah, and again, that just shows you like MLB to NBA, apples and oranges. Two different leagues, two different marketing styles. They're just one I believe is light years ahead of the other. You know, Adam Silver, one of the best commissioners, if not the best commissioner.
I think he's the best commissioner right now.
Talk about like the transition of power from Stern to him. It's like, if anything, they just went forward. Not saying he's better than Stern, but like different eras and stuff. It's like the NBA
he just kept growing.
Yeah, he kept growing and it stayed the course. You know, they didn't go backwards. Especially for him when like literally in office, he had to deal with like Sterling and the Clippers. And the way he handled that, like his whole stock just skyrocketed. But that's what I'm saying. Like, going back to the MLB, like, how do you not have a face of your franchise? Like, I don't even know why, like, it pisses me off. Maybe it's just because, like, I'm a diehard sports fan, but, like, it's just so irritating. Like, get your act together.
Sorry, I just didn't want to look at Bryce Harper's face anymore. I was getting sick.
But, yeah, do we have any more other polls?
No, those are the ones we're pretty much
Speaking of Bryce Harper, like I said, this year I think it's good. Like, you got insurance and Rendon to bet behind him.
What? You mean Trout?
Or Trout, yeah. What did I say, Harper?
Yeah,
Sorry,
he
was staring at me the whole time.
Yeah, I know. The thing
like I said, like LA, I really hope that, especially with the expanded format, hopefully they can sneak into the playoffs. I think a manager like Madden is perfect for a team like that, especially for a player like Trout.
Yeah.
Player's manager, we've always said. I mean, look what he did here in his 5 years with the Chicago Cubs.
Exactly.
Yeah, getting that insurance bat to bat behind Trout with Rendon, healthy Shohei Ohtani. Don't get me wrong, they still have holes to fill, but they're on the up and up, so which is good. Obviously, it's unfortunate they lose their ace and Tyler Skaggs last year, so that obviously sucks. But I think they'll be okay.
I think they'll be just fine. I mean, to be honest,
what am I gonna say? Did we talk about how the Padres and the Phillies, they signed Machado and Rice,
did.
but how they're going to re-sign their rookies and stuff?
Yeah, we did.
Do you think Fernando Tatis stays with the Padres his whole career?
Depends.
Yeah.
Depends on what they're going to offer him. Depends on his stock. It depends how he's going to grow. And plus, it depends if he wants to win. And I think he's a win-now player, and I don't know if the Padres are going to be a winnable team.
I don't get what they did. Like, okay, congratulations. You signed Hosmer, you signed Machado.
They thought that was going to be good, and then call up Tatis, who they fleeced from the White Sox for James Shields.
I forgot about that.
Speaking
of the White Sox, let's give them their praise because I'm excited for them.
We already gave them their praise. How much praise can we give them? I can't give them enough praise when all I hear is their prospects. Call them up, and then I'll start giving you praise.
All right, well, there you go. Are they going to have fans at their games?
Mm-hmm. Definitely not. I don't know. They special out there, then I'll tell you that if they think so. Special diehard Sox fans out there.
It's up to JB.
It's up to Jamie Brisker. My BFF, my home dog. Me and him go way back in the day.
First Lincoln, now Pritzker. Are you trying to tell me you're going to make a run for politics here?
No, absolutely not. I'm very content with the podcast life. I really like the podcast life, especially being with you. It makes me close to you. You know, like when we get older, like, you know, we're not going to be living in the same home for the rest of our lives, you know that, right?
Maybe a nursing home when we get older, but no, I'm just kidding.
If I get put in the nursing home, just put me at the Potami at that point.
Oh,
exactly. I'm sorry.
Potami, Potami, huh?
Yeah, with Junior. I asked for the Junior Potami.
Sorry, what?
Junior Lake.
Oh, God. That's hopefully growing it down the road, so...
Yeah, like in my 90s.
Let's live in the mountain, yeah.
I think I could still rock a podcast out in the 90s.
Welcome to episode 5,000 on the Katzzbros pod.
I mean, my grandkids could take it over at that point, my great ones. It's like a legacy thing. They could take over. It's in the name. It's not like I'm going to change my last name. You know, I'm not going to JBL Mike Bennett. When Mike Bennett debuts as Mike Kanellis in WWE. He
got buried. He didn't even say one word on the mic. You should JBL on the announcer's table. He took his wife's name.
No, it wasn't like that. He said it like that. It was, the man took his wife's last name.
I'm sorry. You do a better JBL impersonation.
Yeehaw!
Longest reigning SmackDown's champion.
And we all know why.
It's Triple H that won to work Tuesdays, according to Paul Heyman.
According to Paulie Heyman. You know, poor Paul Heyman. He's fine. He's got Brock Lesnar.
What if he goes to Slammiversary in TNA?
Paul Heyman.
I don't know, dude.
He can't resurrect that Don. I mean,
Listen.
let's get back to baseball. I think.
Did we cover everything?
I think we did.
Any final thoughts?
I'm just excited it's back. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. Oh, the division will be intense. More rivalries. I feel it's gonna be nice. I just want to know what they're gonna play, like the hub cities. I mean, if you ask the Chicago White Sox, we're playing at fucking Katzzbros or this whatever the hell, or guaranteed rate now, doggy. What are we guaranteeing? L's or something?
Yikes.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, fly the W for the Cubs.
Exactly. Thank you. I don't know, man. We're gonna have a long season. Matin Gomina.
It's all right. You know what? If they're good, it's all right.
I wish I'm nothing but best. Cubs. I just don't. Cubs Sox World Series. That'd be the dream. But I don't know if the city could hold for it.
I just wish Sony Studios and Gabe's would be more realistic when it comes to.
I mean, if Sony Studios and Games didn't piss me off with all the cards they came out for the Sox, I think I'd be a little bit better. I mean.
Oh, so this is more about the game. Okay. I'm glad we finally got to the bottom of this.
I let the rivalry simmer. Yeah, simmer. We did a lot here.
The Great Chicago Fire 2.0 is coming. I can feel it. It's simmering.
What is that? Is there going to be a cow involved again? Whose farm? What farm are we using? The one in Hoffman?
There's no farm in Hoffman.
Yeah,
it's Glenview.
What about Gobert's?
Isn't it Schaumburg or Hoffman? Oh, it is Hoffman. You're right. God, you're a genius.
I know my farms.
Gotta thank you more.
I'm a carrot.
How many?
I'm a carrot, guys.
It's great. It's an inside joke.
Oh, we'll go with that carrot.
The Harvest Fresh joke.
Oh yeah, that was.
Good
I had some memorable.
I'll never forget when you came home that day. Good times.
Man, it is carrot. I've never seen a band attached to carrot so much.
I mean, what about the Hoffman farm?
That's more like salami and like milk.
Wait, they have salami and milk at the farm? They feed the cows salami and milk now?
Yeah.
This is revolutionary. Our viewers are probably going to be so confused.
There's that one viewer out there that knows from. I'm just saying.
And on that note,
if people know us, they know us. They know where we're going with this.
Speaking of fans, second wave of merch dropping. Please DM us.
Yeah.
At Katzzbros Podcast.
Already got people asking. Starting to fill up. Just let me know.
We just need your size.
Size, yeah.
Just DM us on our Instagram page, Katzzbros Podcast.
Exactly.
Like and subscribe. Another fire episode.
I mean, come on. I compare myself my days with my boy Lincoln, my days with Pritzker. How could I get the best? Chad Wilkes Booth references.
Oh my God. You're right.
I would have put him in a booth and saved my boy Lincoln because we were fighting the fight back then.
Good job. Now, can you tell our
Oh, were we signing off? Oh.
I was trying to, in wrestling, how they tell you go home.
Oh, we're doing the go home? Where we do the go home episode?
No,
the go home of the match?
No, this is when the ref tells the guys to bring it home.
Okay.
So, like I said, we plugged the merch, Katzzbros Podcast.
You can take us on the road with Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. You know the deal, basically. If you're not listening to us, what are you really doing in life? Are you really enjoying it? You should start listening to us if you haven't.
And on that note, adios.
Pilota. Bye-bye baseball en español.